Good afternoon, everyone. As you see, I got a motorcity Spark 400 volt battery operated CDI on my Lt500r. I switched to alcohol recently. I reached out to motorcity Spark, talked to them about maybe getting us an ignition to help burn all the alcohol you run through these engines. This is one of the first prototype units he's gotten. I just recently got it fired up today. Runs a 4-cell LiPo. Runs a coil off a LS type engine. It's a MSD. I forget the numbers on it. But anyways, here it is. Got 9 different curves in it. Anything from factory being 0 to 9 being custom drag curves. I think it'll pretty much fit anybody's combination or engine setup. If anything, you run it in stock form and just have unbelievable spark energy at the plug. It's brighter, bluer, bolder than any OEM stator coil, any aftermarket coil, OEM stator, aftermarket stator, any combination I've ever tried. This thing's spark, looking at the plug, was just unbelievable. You see the green LED indicating that the unit's on and functioning properly. It has kind of a self-test system built in, so if the green LED ever lights up constant, that indicates a bad pulsar coil, or I believe a bad ignition coil is the other one. But either way, it comes in the instructions. He can explain all that. I did a real basic aluminum plate here, so it fits under the seat, mounts everything to it. I have plans to make that a little nicer. I'm not a fan of diamond plate, but it serves its purpose for now. Here, I'll shut the ignition off for you. And then this is turning it back on. And then, hold on a second, I'll show you my ignition switch I used. It uses a different one than the factory. This here is our ignition off. Blue is on. Pretty basic, got it off Amazon. Works real good. And I figure with the blue being lit up when it's on, that'll work perfect for this type of a situation. Let me know it's on without having to lift the seat and look at the LEDs. This here is the little aluminum bracket I made. Just a flat piece of aluminum, 3 holes drilled. It utilizes the OEM holes and then stretches one out a little wider so you can get this big monster coil on there. This coil throws out a lot of volts. It's all weather pack connectors. Shrink crimp connectors. I chose to do a ground pull there, and then that grounds my battery, my CDI, my illuminated ignition switch, and so on. I built a harness, just basic wires, basically covered them with some looms. They look decent, and hooked it up, and I mean, it fired right up. Here's another angle of what we got going on here. Got some spacers. Like I said, it was just a piece of diamond plate. Cost me a couple bucks. Centered everything up, drilled holes in it, and bada boom, bada bing. Here's the wire loom that I used. Like I said, this stuff is pretty simple to install. It's nice because that battery lasts a ridiculous amount of time. That battery lasts so long, I'll be lucky if I got to charge it, I don't know, 3 times a summer or something like that on a dune bike like this. The guys trying to trail ride and stuff, I think it'll last long enough to where you shouldn't ever have an issue with battery life. It's a real nice unit. Once again, you can check out Motor City Sparks Facebook page, email. He's got it all. He's a super nice guy. It's kind of good to see somebody finally doing some cool stuff for these 500s. I think as far as I know, he's actually one of the first ones that mapped and built and has completed the project of a upgraded CDI. This is the 400 volt unit, which is pretty hot. It's, like I said earlier, the spark at the spark plug is ridiculously potent. I would hate to get shocked by this thing. But anyways, more updates to come. We're going to go to the dyno, mess around with it, and find out which one of the 9 curves works great with this hull pipe and alcohol. I'll post videos keeping you guys up to date. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll keep videos coming.